you. It's good to be here. Thank you to Carla and to everyone at the Gross Foundation. Thought I would start with a piece by Frank O'Hara called Fantasy, dedicated to the health of Allen Ginsberg. How do you like the music of Adolf Deutsch? I like it. I like it better than Max Steiner's. Take his theme for Northern Pursuit. The Helmut Dantine theme was, and then the window fell on my hand. Errol Flynn was skiing by. Down, down went the grim gray submarine under the cold ice. Helmut was safely ashore on the ice. What dreams, what incredible fantasies of snow farts will this all lead to? I don't know. I have stopped thinking like a sled dog. The main thing is to tell a story. It is almost very important. Imagine giving the avalanche away so early in the movie. I am the only spy left in Canada, but just because I'm alone in the snow doesn't mean I'm a Nazi. Let's see, 2 aspirin, a vitamin C tablet, and some baking soda. That's practically an Alka-Seltzer. Alan, come out of the bathroom and take it. The lean-to is falling over in the furs, and there is another fatter spy here. Well, that takes care of him. Boy, were those huskies hungry. Alan, are you feeling any better? Yes, I'm crazy about Helmut Dantine, but I'm glad that Canada will remain free. Just free, that's all. Never argue with the movies. The problem with starting a reading with a Frank O'Hara poem is that you didn't have to follow it. Hundreds of rubber duckies inexplicably showed up across our Sunnyvale campus today. Any theories? The story of psychic repression is quite complicated. The PWAP produced more than 150,000 works of art in just one stadium full of people with no problem. But when it comes to talking to a couple of lawyers, well, you know, I'm pre-law too, really. It's not just you. Pour le cégité. We work too hard. We're too tired to fall in love. Therefore, we must overthrow the government. The new apparent you. NBC's Kings is a modern-day telling of elf-inflicted biting and voting. Nothing more. I bought some grapes, but going ahead, some grapes, grapes, clickety-lum, grape to donut, the healthy grapes that needs a grape fillet, graping. Form of prefer. This is a poultice. Junior, stop making that face at the chickens. A half-naked Chilean dictator's deaf, dumb pet chinchilla bulging beside the patriotism like a dying bat with a little red hat. Some say the cow jumped over the moon. However, it is fairly clear that this is not the case. Now that the entire country is institutionalized and our televisions control our bodily functions, I'd like to say a few words about wanderlust and manifest destiny. Yum, yum. In a station of the metro, the apparition of these faces in the crowd passed out beside the litter box. I bought some grapes, but I dropped and they smushed. They were fucking archetypal robots of capital, like concepts. Hunga Dunga. Novocaine brain. dudes with little extra part-time brains on their desktop. Brother, can you spare EU citizenship? I dreamt that I was Bridget Bardot and that I kissed me. Osama bin drinking. Do you like poems? A list poem is one of the easiest kinds of poems to write. The list poem, or catalog poem, consists of a list. List poems are sort of as they are, lists of things stemming from one topic. Numerous poems have been written in the honor of bosses around the world. Poems from 1996 and earlier are arranged. Choose from our selection of poems or send us your favorite poem. Almost everyone has, at some point in their life, read a great poem. Do you like poems? Some of the most interesting poems are nothing. Check out the My Christmas Wish List poem and create some creative poems of your own. A list poem is one of the easiest kinds of poems to write. But that doesn't mean you should write anything. Numerous poems have been written in the honor of bosses around the world. They are so simple yet haunting. The blue penguin speaks. The blue penguin cuts up his little pink passport with his little pink box cutter. He thinks you're weird. I hereby declare bankruptcy on my emotional debts. Hegel's mother. To undo the foolishness of cut life and its rugged display devices, the rollicking mutual pettiness and kind inaugurated spinning films of merit, of lies, of guys inside flatware combing themselves with eyes. There's a hard nose on the face of life and a willingness to blow it. There's an example of what it means, and another, and another. The sidelonged, laced abracadabra boxes our miffed trilling, jump to then and again, the fame of matter is fulfilled. If Johann Sebastian Bach had been a forest ranger, he would have burned everything. The indirect lessons left in the time's acidic warmth stops, movement and crux. The call comes, people adjust and burn. We see Bach beside the fire in a confessional mode, making up maddening truths about his former selves and the selves of those he loves. We question everything about this scenario except the phrase, those he loves. Beside the fire in his fugal state, in his ranger uniform, drinking cheap gin and sketching flowers. In the confessional, and I am not Catholic, any more than you are. The logic of the meaningless hybrid beautifying stains the backs of the voltaic parishioners set apace by the partitions and barracks. Outside of this, which there isn't one, large and awful Hollywood makeovers seep into the trailer's horse from too much pepper spray. It's a kind of pseudo-Norse neologistic need which drives them up into the coarse air, lax beside the peril, a hurtled greed for belief. The salt talks and the rags scream. There's a binge of some sort over there but can't quite make it out. There's an expensive rope you can use to climb the walls. Let us pause a moment to consider the relation of theory to poetry. Poets who do not have an interest in theory tend to be boring because their works are uninformed. Poets who have too much interest in theory tend to be boring because their works are not alive. This is what is known as a dichotomy. When Johann Sebastian Bach was a baby forest ranger, his baby brother got beat up by a baby neighbor. Bach watched. Big Mama Bach was kind and gentle and, like Hegel's mother, took an interest in getting up in the morning. Bach's poem, Glenn Gould, I hate you and all your CDs too. An epistolary. Dear Glenn, how are you? Just checking in. Love, Mr. Bach. Enclosed 36 toothpicks and a book of matches. Johann Sebastian Bach's broken heart had to be rebroken so it would properly heal. For some reason, he went to the dentist to have this done. It was an August day, although it seemed a lot like May. In this world, Bach would have us burn. There's something about the tone of these poems that makes me want to bring up Soupy's sales. Soupy's sensibility is superior. It is open and gentle, yet not without edge. Too often, these works reflect an internal impatience, a pushed illusion which is not in harmony with their own fate and the fate of others like them. Bach is tired of all this nitpicking bullshit about phone logs and the freedom of the unoppressed offspring of carnation-wearing widget brains. There is for us a better life to be created, saved, face the classical wonderment and its guts trumped by the unfed wieldy, a rack and joy medley willing the common taupe, dry banked bread of our common joy nest digging torn corners purse the civilized braille, a world which common them exhales pert and joyous the talkative flames kneel amidst the goyim. A trance does not exempt the weighted, intelligent sensuality of broke wave bearing the meddling exuberance of flailing gasps and cookies, all of them the workhorse parodies implanted in the smashing, lewd environments. The late style disembarks, covering the lariats, deranging the locale, the branching, clueless, snuffy conniver awake in the cautious, febrile gloam. To undo the